Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM22 One Club story, The Tudor Times, with me, Daniel. We're back for part 20 with Hemel Hempstead Town today, and this third season and our second in the National League, as you can see by the fact that you can't see our club name behind my head, is becoming a relegation battle pretty fast. There is a real risk of the old classic cliche of second season syndrome, and today, remarkably, we play relegated Swindon in a relegation six-pointer. 11 games gone, we are going at less than a point a game. Swindon even worse below us. And then we face Southend, who after a pretty poor year last year, are flying back up the league in the playoff spots this time around. So a lot of work to be done, although we have recovered slightly from my proper meltdown tactically in the last episode. We've got players on trial, we're trying to fix the attacking problems, but it's not quite happening for us just yet. We're also losing a bit of money this year, which, considering our wage budget hasn't changed, is a little bit odd. If you're looking forward to finding out how we get on though, and whether we can recover and come back up the table, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily FM22 content from two long-term stories. We're hoping, if all goes to plan, we'll either have a big transfer special or a job change in the head coach tomorrow. But here, a job change would be a disaster. We've got to stay in this job, we've got to stay up, and we've got to make sure Hemel Hempstead can succeed, because this season it's going to be a little bit of a learning curve for us, I think. We all thought it was plain sailing after the first 2 years. It really hasn't panned out that way. And we're struggling for goals, we're struggling for confidence. Few of the older guard just getting a little bit unhappy as we try and change things up. And I don't think there's going to be a big recovery this season. We're already 11 points off the playoffs, which is as many as the games we've played. I don't think we're going to be contending this year. The main aim is to pull away from that relegation zone and get ourselves in a mid-table fight. That's what I want at the moment. If we can get through that this year, I said my target was to get to the Football League in 5. Of course, the first season, the promotion and the momentum we took with it has carried us a bit further. And maybe it did give us a false hope last year. This year, we're starting to get found out a tad. So let's see if we can put it right today. I'll show you very quickly what's been happening in the schedule since you were last with me. We did bounce back to winning ways against Maidenhead. We went back to that back four and we didn't have any problems. A lot of backs in there, but a 3-0 victory. Sedende, Aguas and Fernandez, all of the front three scoring just to prove a point to me. That was against a side in the relegation zone though. And against better opposition, we've struggled. Away to Torquay, a 1-1 draw. Marsh Brown equalising with a screamer off the bench. The game after against Ebbsfleet, another collapse, just like we did against Hartlepool. A goal up at half-time, or just after the break with Victor Sedende. Then we fell apart. 3 goals in 22 minutes, and Ebbsfleet ran out comfortable winners. That side that got promoted last year, as were Fylde, who we struggled to a 0-0 draw against away from home. And you can probably see, looking at the stats there and the player ratings, David Gregory was man of the match, and my word did he bail us out. So lots of worrying signs still. I'm keeping my eye on the data hub and I'm sure it will feature a lot in our end of season review this year. But let's hope it's not ending in a relegation. If we can pull away in the next 3 games, we can focus on the FA Cup. We can try and make a little bit of money. But at the moment, it's a relegation dogfight and we've got to start winning games. So let's go and have a look at the first one today. No transfer news to speak of at the moment, as you can see. But lots of players on trial that we're trying to test the water with. I'm trying to find myself maybe a striker who can succeed. We were brought up Lewis Brunt, who looks like a really good midfielder. It's just whether we can get him for the right price. And I think what we're going to do this year is try and stay up whilst having an evolution of the squad throughout the year. And I know that will harm our consistency and our form, but I think in the long term it's going to really benefit us. You can see as well that a couple of players, particularly the likes of Oliver Turner, are wanted now. So we might see some changes on the personnel front from the first team too. Because if we can't go on a cup run, if we're at risk of going down, we've got to make our money back somewhere. Let's go and get into the first of today's 2 games though. It is a big one. And I didn't think these are the teams we'd be fighting with at the start of the season. If we had a big 6-pointer against Swindon, I thought it meant we'd be doing really well again. As it is, they've come down and they're in an even worse position than us, you could argue. The fact they're below us at the start of the season after 11 games suggests they've had a terrible start. The fact they're below us after 11 games is probably a calamity to them, but this is the lineup we've gone for. I'm sticking with the tried and trusted Oshieng in the holding role. I mean, there's not many surprises in the team. Bandera's done really well, so he's come in for Mantum and displaced him. Sedende's inconsistent, but he's the only one scoring any goals. Cargbo yet to get off the mark for the club. Probably for the wages we're paying, the worst signing we've ever had. And for a man that doesn't do what it says on the tin, he's certainly right up there in terms of my signings overall. But the 11 for today is Gregory in goal. We've got Hewitt and Carson the fullbacks with Kopekwa and Senga as centre-half. In fact, no, Harbottle's coming back in. Senga had a good game, but we need someone over 6 foot for this because Swindon have got some big players. Oshieng, Bandera and Turner the midfield three. Turner just starting to drop off after a promising start to the season. And then Fernandez, Aguas and Sedende up top. Can they deliver the goals? Can we deliver a performance? Can we get a good result? All of that will be found out in a moment. I'm just going to put Brook on the bench, I think, instead of Barkers, who has done okay when he's played, but not really featured a huge amount. Brook is often the man who delivers for us, so he's going to come onto the bench for Barkers. We're going to get into the first game. It's a big 6-pointer. We need familiarity, and we need to start scoring goals. Cross your fingers and everything else as well. Just the one change for us then as the refreshed Harbottle comes back in. It's a very good Swindon side, led by Stevie May up top. Jack Payne's a quality player. They've also got the likes of Odimayo at centre-half, who's a really good player too. Rob Hunt comes into the team as well as a couple of others. It's a level of depth we just haven't got. I don't quite know why they're struggling that much. We're going to try and get the lads up for it, try and build a little confidence. But after that big win against Maidenhead, it's 3 without one again. As Carson works down the left-hand side, into the box to Sedende. It's a half chance, maybe not a great one, but you'd expect him to do a little better, at least try and keep it down. So it's a long ball forward to May, who flicks on. Koiki's going to get there on the left-hand side. No one closing down, it's into Stevie May. It's a level of quality we can't compete with. It's a counter-attack that we just haven't dealt with. And I don't really know how we solve this problem, because it is confidence at the minute. A lack of quality and a lack of confidence. Stevie May is a good finisher. It's the one thing you're going to get out of him. And he's on nearly £2,000 a week. That's as much as any 4 of our star players. We're competing, the stats are level, but we're behind as Fernandez crosses to the front post. Aguas heads over the bar. It's a great opportunity for him, but it goes begging. And that has been the story of the last season and a half for us. 10 minutes to half time. Carson's got a throw on the left. Again, we're having most of the territory, but it feels like we need something spectacular to score every time. As Bandera goes back to Harbottle, into midfield again. Fernandez from distance. And I don't mind needing something spectacular to score, as long as we get it like that. What a moment for Fernandez. A stunning strike. And we're back on terms, but we're not going to score many of them. And here they are, straight up the other end, Swindon. We've worked so hard to get back into it. And it just seems like we flick a switch. If we score a goal, we have to drop back and let one in straight away. Hunt into the box, crosses to the back post. Koiki heads into the empty net. Oh, it's so annoying. We see nothing from Swindon for half an hour. We score a goal, and suddenly, here you go. Why don't you have a free opportunity in the box? I can't cope with this season. I honestly believe staying up this year will be our greatest achievement if we do it. I think we need a striker or an attacking player to help us, but as much as I've talked about being weak going forward, we're starting to struggle defensively now. This is a defence that is good at National League level, that has got ability. Hewitt's there at the back post because he's 6'1", but he's completely lost his man. There's really worrying signs that watertight defence is disappearing. Gregory's had another shocking game, arguably at fault for the second. And Turner's got a free kick. Can he save us? Oh, he's hit the post. I think the keeper got a hand on it. It's a stunning stop. And he puts a free kick in this time. Into Aguas off the line. Oh, this ball hitting the post every time is doing my head in. 1 hour gone. We've been the better team, but we trail 2-1. We've got a corner kick. Then we'll think about changes. Fernandez in. Kopekwa hits the bar. Stop hitting the woodwork, please. Please, I beg you. Let's have a look at what subs we can make. Fernandez switch to the left. Marsh Brown on the right. We're going to have an inside forward on support. We're going to put Cargbo through the middle because Sedende's been poor again. And then one of the fullbacks perhaps. But who have we got we can bring on? Nobody out there. So it's going to have to be a centre mid. Oshieng off. We'll drop Bandera in. And we'll bring on experience. Sam Mantum is the man we've chosen. Please let us nick a result, because we've been brilliant in this game. But 2 defensive mistakes, a lack of quality going forward, and 4 ridiculous woodwork strikes. It's going to do us again. Carson with a throw on the left. It's the same pattern. Since we've conceded and gone behind, we're dominating. As Mantum on the edge, just wide of the post. We're working good positions. We're creating great opportunities. Oh, our luck's just running out, isn't it? Fernandez off injured, scores a screamer. Probably going to be a long one because he's had to come straight off. and now we've got to play the rest with 10. You can't say anything, can you? It is one of those days at the office. It's turning into one of those seasons, and our job is going to be to keep this side up. And it's going to be a miracle if we do, based on what we're seeing. Now they're trying just to see if we can improve the front three. It's becoming a necessity, and it needs to happen quick. We peter out into a 2-1 defeat after going down to 10 men. We were still the better side though. And this is the story of the season. Expected goals, we're dominating. We're conceding stupid counter-attacks, making individual errors. And we're not scoring goals despite having decent players up front. It's a sign of what we said before. Momentum and confidence are so crucial in this game this year. And at the moment, we don't have any of it. And it's really starting to show. We fall down to 20th place. We are only outside the relegation zone on goal difference. Swindon have overtaken us. And as well as worrying about a relegation threat this year, have we got to worry about our job? We're expected to stay up, don't forget, not just fight bravely. If we go down, we'll lose our job. And that is not great news for a one-club story. A skip ahead to the next game is away to Southend, who have won again. They're up to 5th place. It's going to be one hell of a difficult match this, and we could fall into the bottom 4 for the first time. And here comes a crucial second game against Southend. The perfect time for 3 games a week to return when we're in awful form with no momentum and are playing a lot of good sides. After it, we've got Aldershot as well, who are 13th and currently drawing at Woking. We're in real trouble here. This is the worst I've ever felt in this save so far. The problem is also that we've got players away on international duty. So Oshieng will miss the next game after this one. We also had the injury news for Fernandez, which is 3 to 4 weeks. So he is going to miss the next 5 or 6 fixtures. And we've also drawn a potential banana skin in the FA Cup. Going north slightly away to either Leamington or Hednesford. Leamington in a division below, Hednesford 2 down. We've got a difficult spell coming up. We've got to start picking up our results. And to be honest, it's going to come from somewhere, isn't it? It's not going to be the fixture we expect. It's whether we can find it at the right time. Thankfully, everyone's fit today. I'm actually going to leave most of the team as it is. I've made one very slight tactical tweak, which is I've changed our wing-backs onto support to full-backs on support. And I'm hoping that duty will just mean our back four's protected a bit more. Looking at where the goals came from in the last game in open play, maybe having them in a slightly deeper position won't hurt. Or with a slightly more defensive mindset. Marsh Brown comes in on the right due to the Fernandez injury. Dobson promoted to the bench. Maybe we're missing his set pieces as well. We've got to factor that in too. I'm going to put Brian Moore on the bench for Senga, just because he gives us cover at fullback as well if we need to make a change. But aside from that, it's 10 of the same 11. Marsh Brown and a tactical tweak at fullback. Fingers crossed it's the solution we need. Off to Southend we go. Going to be a very tough game and could end up with us being in a relegation zone. And here is the Southend United team, managed by Graham Wesley now. Got experience in getting sides out of this league. Likes of Dunk and McAlinden out of the team. Look at the quality they've got. They can rest good players. And they've got the likes of Dalby, Digerolamo up front. Ganore off the wing. We had him at Macclesfield a couple of years ago in one of our saves. Tom Clifford, the skipper at fullback. Ash Taylor centre-half. How are you supposed to compete? It's a Southend team that have improved and are very much knocking on the door, not just of the playoffs, but even being title contenders. They're only 4 points off the top. We're just the 19 away at the moment. We need to cling on. We need to get a result. Even a draw here is a good result at this point. Let's see if we can get it, as it's an early kick for Southend downfield. Committed loads of men forward. Kapekwa nods it away. Hewitt gets it to Marsh Brown. In behind to Victor Sedende. Rounds his man. Can't beat the keeper. Good save down to his left. But that's a promising sign. We've created on the counter. Maybe we can catch them out, as Bandera's going to take the corner kick into the middle of the box. Hewitt loses out. Aguas gets it away. Comes down the left-hand side. There's still 3 or 4 up in support. Gets to the byline. Delivers for Marsh Brown. That might be the moment. And it's one of the players I tried to replace. Yes, the right winger scored in the last game too. But Marsh Brown pops up at the back post. Scored a lot of crucial goals in the last 2 years. And he might have just got another one here. If we want to look at the more positive signs at the moment, as well as dominating the stats in this game and maybe ruin not getting a second goal, if we win this one and then win at the weekend, we could be as high as 12th place and back right in mid-table. So it's not over just yet. It's early in the season, we can still fix things. But it's also early in this match, and we've had a few second half collapses already this year. I wouldn't write off another one just yet, as it's headed away by Southend to Ganore. The collapse might even start in the first half. 1 minute plus stoppage time to go. Cass back to Taylor. Are they going to look direct? Because they've got the big 2 up there. Cass finds Ferguson to Gnore to Dalby. He's got support with him. Ossieng covers the line though. It's a lot of possession, which means it's going to lead to something, doesn't it? But will it be a counter-attack? Bandera to Marsh-Brown. Down the right-hand side, Sedende runs the channel, gets him one-on-one. Is he onside? Is he onside? I think no. Why does it come so late? I know it builds the suspense in game, but in real life, that would happen as soon as Sedende touches the ball. So it's a bit frustrating. It waits till he's taken 3, puts it in the net, and then puts the flag up. Having said that, we still lead 1-0 at half-time. Means the claps will be less bad if it does happen, I guess. But Southend will come out a different side in the second half. And it just sort of proves the theory, doesn't it, on momentum and confidence. It's that teams are so affected by half-time team talk this year. As Gnore on the right, don't make it happen first minute. Well won by Aguas, great defending. Briefly lost my voice. I started saying Aguas and nothing came out the first time. As Turner gets it to Bandera. Over the top to Sedende. He's in again. He's done it countless times. But Swindon just beats him to it. It's excellent goalkeeping, to be honest. And now he's gone long over the top. Harbottle heads away. Carson to Aguas. We're seeing loads of this match. Been a really good one. Turner into Sedende. He's in again. Please, Victor. Oh, it's the woodwork again. You have got to be kidding me. Out to Cass at right back. Give us the stroke of luck. Please just let us win. I don't care what the score is. Just let us win a game. As it's a throw on the left-hand side with Carson. Right down by the corner flag. 1-2 with Aguas. Finds its way to Marsh-Brown. Oh, it's a very harsh penalty, but we'll take it. Clifford got the ball, but he was adjudged to have gone past the man first. And now we're reliant on Victor Sedende to score from the spot. He's not in the best form of his life. He's hit and miss from the spot. But he sends the keeper the wrong way. We're 2-0 up at Southend. Last year, this exact result around New Year's Day got us into the playoff race for the season. This time, it might well secure our survival early on and mean we can focus on a different battle this year. 65 minutes gone. We've been absolutely sublime. And a 2-0 lead is no less than we deserve. As Aguas gets it wide to Carson. Finds Aguas again, but it's cleared away by Southend. And now they're going to throw the kitchen sink at us. And we've conceded from 2-0 before. Dunn gets in down the left. Don't you dare. Not this early. Good save, David Gregory. He's back. He's back in form. And he's back saving our bacon. That's exactly what we needed. Clifford will deliver an in-swinging corner. I am so invested in this game. Ossieng heads it clear to Marsh-Brown. He's got support from Sedende. But it's a good sliding tackle. With 25 to go. It remains 2-0 to Hemel Hempstead. And even then, I'm not confident. As it's a goal kick for Gregory. 20 minutes left. We'll make changes after we've seen this one. Let's hope it's still 2-0 when we do so. Clifford works down the left. Back to Okocha, the centre-half. Long ball to Gnore. Harbottle mops up well. Kopekwa rarely loses headers, but he's made up for him there. As Carson goes inside to Kopekwa. Back to the keeper, Gregory. Professional. Very controlled, very composed. Now don't do anything stupid. Gregory goes long over the top. Sedende up again. He's been brilliant all day. He's been a thorn in the side of the centre-halves. And he's got his second goal. I thought the flag had gone up really late there. But Sedende bullies 2 centre-halves off it. David Gregory gets the assist. And it is 3-0 Hemel Hempstead. Surely even we can't collapse from here. It is amazing what confidence can do to a football team. Let's just shore things up a tad. So, we're going to bring off Ochieng, who's had an average game. Bandera drops in and Brook will come on. We're going to make Mantum a deep line playmaker for now. Just try and keep them in a midfield shape. And then Aguas on the left. He's knackered. He's not playing great. So, do you know what? With him on a yellow card, we'll bring on James Dobson. Hopefully, it'll increase our set-piece ability. Maybe give us a chance to really write home in this one. Get 4 or 5. Make us a real confident team. You saw the effect it had the other way when we lost 5-0 to Gateshead last year in the trophy. What could it do the other way round? Because Marsh-Brown has just got on the end of a wicked Matthew Carson delivery. Right in that corridor, behind the defence, whips it in front of the keeper. He doesn't know whether to stay or go. And in the end, he does neither. Marsh-Brown puts it in. It is Southend 0, Hemel Hempstead 4. Where on earth has this result and this victory come from? I don't know, but at the moment, I don't care. We stay away from the relegation zone. The boys pick up where they really needed to. And I think Marsh-Brown might be staying in the team for a while because I know Fernandez scored a screamer last time out, but he has delivered a brace and a crucial performance. So I think it's only right we tell the lads they've done well, and they're absolutely right about that. No one gave us a chance, not even me. But Sedende with 2, Marsh-Brown with 2. The old heroes deliver. And more importantly, after the last game, we were watertight at the back. I don't want to judge too soon on the adapting to fullbacks. The ratings were better, the performance was better. Maybe that's the fix. Imagine if we start scoring goals with it and all I had to do was change the fullback duties. It's only one win. Calm down. We had this against Maidenhead. We won 3-0. We thought we had lift-off and we went 4 without a win until today. So it could well happen again. Marsh Brown is going to get all the praise in the world. He was absolutely phenomenal. And we're going to have a look at the schedule for where we're next going to be back. But crucially, we're up to 17th place. It's looking a lot more comfortable now. We've got that little 2-point buffer. A big change in the goal difference with that. And if we beat Aldershot, we could leapfrog them and go up into 13th place. It could be a very good month just yet. Ultimately, I think the playoffs will be a little bit too far, but if we can get a result against Aldershot, we can start to focus on the FA Cup. I'm hoping we can get through the banana skin in the 4th qualifying round, and then we'll come back either for the first round or the second round if we get great ties. If not, it will be around the point of the second round anyway. We've got Yeovil at home, which looks a good game on paper. They this season are right up in the playoff mix. I'm just seeing who we're playing around it to try and find the second fixture. So Darlington or Kings Lynn, both at the bottom. So in fact, that could be our episode if we end up going backwards. But we'll leave it until we know what's happening in the FA Cup and the FA Trophy, which is around Christmas too. If you're looking forward to finding out how we get on, whether that can be the turning point and the start of a rise up the table, or will it just turn straight back on its head again, like it did after Maidenhead? Let me know in the comments which you think it will be. Please do chuck a thumbs up on the video if you enjoyed it. Chalk and cheese performances there against Swindon and Southend. If you want to see what the next ones are like and you haven't already, subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on. We've got daily FM22 content from 2 long-term stories. Tomorrow, a very big one in the head coach. Make sure you don't miss it. And then we're back on Monday with this one for a new week and hopefully a new lease of life after that fantastic win. You can find the mobile series up in the eye above. That continues every day this week at 11:30. There's also a link up there to the Twitch channel and the football podcast too. But a massive thank you for watching. Your continued support as always. It is greatly appreciated. And I'll see you next time for another big episode with Hemel Hempstead Town. Let's hope this time with that big win, we've well and truly found our form.